So today I'm going to talk about a common problem that's reported on Native Instruments Maschine and Komplete Kontrol, and I'm going to talk about a free tool that I wrote which can help you fix these issues. So first I'll show what happens in Maschine. Okay, I tried to load a drum lab preset and I got could not load one or more plugins and unable to load slot. Let's try another instrument. And I tried to load a polyplex preset and I got could not load one or more plugins, unable to load slot. Now let's take a look at a similar issue happening in Komplete Kontrol. We got could not load plugin. And could not load plugin. Now, what's happening here? Basically, all the instruments that I've just tried to launch rely on specific Native Instruments plugins. So DrumLab and Vintage Drummer both use Contact under the hood, and Polyplex and Razor both use Reactor under the hood. And Maschine and Reactor aren't able to locate those plugins for some reason. There's another problem specific to Komplete Kontrol, where there's a new requirement in both Komplete 9 and 10 that can result in this behavior as well, and we'll talk about that later. So basically, I'm going to show you how to use UltimatePluginTool to find out what's wrong here and to fix the problems. So to get UltimatePluginTool, you just go to ultimateoutsider.com and click the Software button, and then you can click UltimatePluginTool here to download the latest version. I've already got it downloaded and installed here. Now if you get prompted with a user account control dialog box, you can just click yes. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is use the Find Duplicate VST Plugins wizard, and this is going to scan our plugin folders for multiple versions of files. Doing a scan for duplicates and getting rid of those extra files is going to make solving the actual problems with Maschine and Komplete Kontrol a little bit easier. So I'm going to look for my 64-bit plugin files on this run. These are the folders where all of my plugins are installed, so I'm going to click Next. Alright, so it looks like we didn't find any duplicate files right now, so we don't have any specific problems here. If we did find duplicates, they would be listed here in this duplicate files pane, and you could select the file and see details about the specific individual versions found, and then you could delete those individual files if you need to. But right now we're just going to back up. So now we're going to go to the Manage Installed Native Instruments Product screen. I'll click Next. Okay, so here is a list of all the Native Instruments products installed on my system, and what I want to do to try to troubleshoot our problem is I'm going to deselect this Show Valid Path Items option. And when I uncheck this, that hides all of the working products I've got and only shows me products where the program has detected problems. So it looks like it did find problems in both Contact 5 and Reactor 5. So let's take a look at Contact. Alright, so right away I can see a problem down here where it says plugin path 64-bit. It looks like the tool couldn't find the Contact 5 DLL, so this is the actual Contact 5 plugin. It was looking in this folder, the program files VST plugins, and that folder must exist because if the folder didn't exist, it would show up in red here, but it's showing up in black. So the folder exists, however the file does not exist. So where is my plugin? And let's take a look at Reactor and see if we've got the same problem. And yes, so we've got the same problem going on in both Reactor and Contact. The folders exist, but the plugins were not found. So let's see what we can do to locate those plugins. I'm actually going to go back to the Find Duplicate VST plugin screen. And this time I'm going to select Show Singles. What this is going to do is actually show me all of the plugins that it detected, not just ones that have duplicates found. And let me go through and see if I can find Contact. Okay, so I do see Contact 5. And it looks like my copy of Contact 5 is in this VST plugin 64-bit folder. I'm going to select this and click Browse to. All right, so yeah, there it is. All of my Contact DLLs are there, and also my Reactor plugins are there as well. So it looks like somehow I must have moved my two plugins to a different location from the one where the software was originally installed. Okay, so I'm going to switch back to Ultimate Plugin Tool here. And we will go back to the Product Manager screen. Okay, so first I'm going to select Contact 5. And I know where my plugin is now. I'm going to change the plugins folder for 64-bit plugins for Contact 5 to point to its correct location. So I'll click Options here, and I don't see the folder that I need listed here, so I'm going to select another folder. All right, so let's just locate. So it looks like Program Files, Native Instruments, VST Plugins. Okay, and then, so I've got the correct folder selected, and I can just click Use for Contact 5 only. And I will do the same for Reactor. Okay, so 64-bit plugins. And the folder shows up now since I just selected it for Contact, so I will use that folder for Reactor. And now when we're back in this screen, we can see the path shows up in black. It's no longer red, and so that tells us that this is a correct working path. Okay, so, and I can see that for both Contact and Reactor. And I can also go back and I can do another scan, just a quick product scan. And I don't see any products with problems right now. And everything seems to be in working order. So I'm going to quit Ultimate Plugin Tool now. Okay, so I've just started up Maschine again, now that I've fixed my settings in Ultimate Plugin Tool. And so let's see if Maschine picks up my, my plugins correctly now. And it did load. Well, it loaded the Contact instrument at least. Now let's try a Reactor instrument. And yes, so that instrument loaded as well. And we can go to Complete Control. Okay, we're back in Complete Control now. And let's see if these problems are fixed. I'm going to try loading the Vintage Drummer. Okay, that works just fine. And now I will try to load Razor. All right, and that's working as well. Now, I mentioned earlier that there's another problem that's specific to Complete Control that you can also identify with Ultimate Plugin Tool. I'm going to launch the Product Manager screen again. And so in Complete Control, you can get some of the same symptoms that we were seeing earlier, even if you have the correct version of the plugin installed and the folders and the paths are all correct. But maybe if you bought those programs separately before you owned Complete, or if you installed them with a previous version of Complete that included Contact 5 or Reactor 5, If you don't use the actual Komplete 9 installer or Komplete 10 installer to at least update your existing versions of those programs, Komplete Kontrol will not recognize your versions. Like it will tell you that it can't find the plugin because it doesn't find one that belongs to either the Komplete 9 or Komplete 10 bundles. And that basically goes for any of the instruments in Komplete 9 or 10. So what you can do to see if that is the problem you're having is you can select the product that you're having trouble with and check the bundle field. And the bundle field will tell you what version of of Komplete you installed it with, or if it's empty, that means that you probably installed a standalone version. So UltimatePluginTool can solve some other problems and do some other things too. So you can check out the Ultimate Outsider blog for more information and for some other general tips and tutorials on music production. Thanks.